Good morning. My name is Gary Lansinger. I serve on your board of trustees. My pronouns are he, him. I choose to share pronouns because I want this to be a brave, inclusive space for all. Whoever you are and wherever you have come from, the Unitarian Universalist Church of Akron welcomes you. We're delighted you have joined us this morning, and it is our hope that you will find a place of peace, harmony, and dignity. We offer a special welcome to anyone who is new to our church, to our congregation. Please contact the church office if you would like to learn more about us, or visit our website at uuakron.org. We gather here on ancestral lands of other peoples, some of whose names have been lost to time and knowledge, of the abundant hunting and fishing grounds and trading paths of the Erie and Haudenosaunee, of lands sought as refuge by the Lenape, of the coastal pine barrens who came seeking a home of peaceful coexistence. We are on the lands of trees and rivers, of abundant forests and great waters. May we, in our living and gathering here, honor this home of many, commit to repairing our relationship to the land and native peoples, and live in gratitude for its gifts. We have a few announcements this morning. The Chronic Illness Support Group will meet at noon in the library. Get your UU yard sign and check out our new trans zine. See Miranda at coffee hour. We have a Board of Trustees meeting Tuesday at 6 p.m. And this Friday at 6 p.m. is Fellowship Friday. It's a potluck, so bring something to share. Saturday the 18th is our next crafternoon. Bring something fun to play with from 12 to 3. As we gather each week in the joy and comfort of community, we take these few moments to reach out and greet each other personally, especially those we have not seen or who are new to us or the community. So.
Me, please. As we stand and we sing hymn number 123, remember that this song was first written as a poem by Carey and McDade way back in 2007. So the way how she had wrote this song, which is the spirit of life, it was written first as a poem. And then it was turned into a hymn in which I like to say that it's an insider song. So may we all stand as we sing hymn number 123. Hey, and by the way, Brian, if I could ask you to hold. We will be singing this song in 2 verses, right? And if you could look at the words that is being used, see if you could understand why it is written, why it is being sung in 2 stanzas here, okay? Sorry, Brian. You see, there's a subtle change in that song. Thank you, folks. We hold love greater than we know of anything between us and among us, born from all that we have seen in which is holy. It takes many of us, it takes us as being a community, a church in community, to insist that a better future is possible. To keep us faithful in our commitments when we err or falter, and to remind us that we are constantly connected to a hope-filled belief in human goodness and capacity for love and hope. Even when we feel further from that in which is larger than our own thinking. May it remind us that our centering of love is not new, but rather it is a critical core of our inherited theological tradition. When we feel ourselves longing to define love's singular meaning, may we remember the wisdom and may we look at love as a way of keeping us accountable in our freely chosen faith. And in that name, it is holy and it is just, and may it be so. As we light our chalice, there we go. Nope. No, that's the extinguishing.
Is it here?
No. Just take this. And you could light it here. There we go. We light this flame as a symbol of our shared search for truth and meaning. A light kindled by many hands, in many traditions, carried forward by each of us in turn. The libation ritual in which we normally have here at our church every Sunday, I like to create a title around our libations ritual. And now the libation ritual is entitled, What Brought Me to Unitarian Universalism? We gather today as we speak of the names that we honor the forces, those seen and unseen, that carried us into this room, to this faith, this moment. As we pour, we remember, and I will encourage each of us, if you feel so moved, you could come up and you could help us pour the waters. As we pour, we remember and we give thanks. We pour for the names of those as to who we speak and those in whom we honor, those seen and unseen that is carried out in this room, in this faith, at this moment. As we pour, we remember that we give thanks. We pour for our ancestors of blood, a family who raised us, whether or not they knew the paths in which we will take, we remember. We pour for these ancestors of our blood, the family who raised us, whether or not they knew the paths in which we will walk. And we pour for ourselves. We pour for the ancestors of this faith, Unitarians and Universalists, all who widened the circle so that we might find room inside of our community. And we pour for ourselves, for our children and their children, the ones who are still coming, who are still arriving, who are still asking the questions, why am I here as a Unitarian Universalist? And the fact that they are brought here and next. And may this water in which we have just poured serve as a feed for living. If we may stand as far as our unison affirmation, and let us repeat the words of our church covenant in which we have in one voice. At first it will appear in Spanish and then in English. El amor Thank you. And may you be seated. And now we sing our children out. Ours is a welcoming community where we find connection, a spiritual community where we find meaning. Ours is a sharing community where our joys are amplified, a caring community where our sorrows are lessened. We take this moment to reflect on our joys and sorrows and acknowledge of the mutual support of our community. If you would like, you can come forward and light a candle in silence as an expression of a special joy or sorrow. I would like to offer a moment of a reflection. As I invite you to sit with these thoughts about love. Love at the center is love that will not let us go. It will not let us down. It will let us off the hook. Love at the center is the spirit of life, and love to which we often address our prayers, our thoughts, and even when we forget to embody it. Love at the center is the spirit that gently reminds us who we are and what we are and what we can be for each of us in this community. It guides us to say no to unhappy behavior and to create good boundaries. Love at the center is the force that overcomes fear, informing and infusing courage so that fear does not destroy us. Love at the center is loving your neighbor as yourself. Not more, not less. It is an acknowledgement of our shared humanity and committing to live it out every day, even though it is hard. As Unitarian Universalists, we are faced with choices, choices of love or a choice of fear. If we choose love, we must ask ourselves, who are we to put on this earth so that we could love? And how can we embody that love in our daily lives? For me, that choice remains an embracing of ambi sivham and living within the context of my Unitarian Universalist faith. It means recognizing that love is the foundation that guides us onto our journey together, helping us to navigate the complexities of this life and the challenges of these walls around us. Choosing love is not always easy. It requires us to confront our fears and also the various prejudices in which we have. To step outside of our comfort zone. This week, I learned a very interesting quote. It says that comfort is a place that you visit. Comfort is not a place in which you stay. Unitarian Universalist Church of Akron is a sanctuary of love and welcome to all, living our values through our ministries that care for the earth for each of us. At this time, I invite you to donate for the work of this church. You may do so within the sanctuary by making a gift, either by cash or by a personal check. And for those of us who are on Zoom or are more electronically inclined, you may give via PayPal by clicking on the Give button on top of our church's homepage or website, www.uuakron.org. Your giving uplifts the ministries within these walls, within the wider world. We thank you for your generosity. Friends, it gives me great pleasure to introduce Jack Carey. Jack Carey would be helping us. What is the benefit of my becoming a Unitarian Universalist? Jack? I think it's on.
Is it on?
Okay, try this one.
Okay. Is it on? Okay. All right. Yeah. My name's Jack Carey. I live in Medina. I guess I'm a Johnny-come-lately to Unitarianism, probably a couple of years or so. The reason that I'm here instead of there is I've had over 70 years of being in the community and listening to preaching without the ability to react, to comment, to question. So I got together with Josh a couple of times, and we had some discussions. And Josh took some copious notes, but nothing really came of it. And then about 6 weeks ago, 5 or 6 weeks ago, he said, Jack, how would you like to preach? And my initial reaction was, absolutely not. I can't do that. And I said, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll have a conversation with the community. I love to do that, to share, because my experience with the Unitarian community and whatever it is it's based in love. And if you don't mind, I'm deep in my 80s. Actually, that's one of the real pleasures of life, sitting down. And I have no pride anymore. If I don't sit down, I'll probably fall down. So, in any case, I tried to organize and get all lined up what I was going to say in that, and Samuel and Elizabeth helped me, and Samuel recommended that I write it all out, word for word, and I tried that, and every time I did it, it came out different. And then I had a little cheat sheet that I got together, and I thought that would help, but our dog Murphy ate it. So what's going to happen here is something new to me. I'm kind of anxious to see what it's going to involve, because if it goes the way I'd like it to go, it'll be a conversation. I can tell you why I embrace Unitarianism. My background is Roman Catholic, grade school, high school, college, total indoctrination, no real choice in the matter. And supposedly, that's how I would be saved. But I always thought, well, maybe I'm not lost. And the Unitarian concept is so embracing, so encompassing, that salvation is not part of it. You're already there. There's one metaphor. Make sure I share this before the end. And we only have 20 minutes or so. So please stop me as we go down the line here. But I wanted to say, and I will say thank you to everybody in the community, because what I gain when I come here is in the maybe coffee and cookies and that, and conversation. Unity works. Now, this can be proven scientifically, theologically, environmentally, medically, energy-wise. Nothing really bad happens with unity. What I've found is division yields pain and suffering. So why wouldn't I embrace? I can't wait to get here on Sunday to have this experience. My experience with what I was indoctrinated into was based on you didn't have a choice. If you didn't want to go to hell, you showed up at church, not because you wanted to be there, but because you didn't want to face eternal damnation. This, I come because I want to be here. And I get the feeling that everybody else does too. Is there anybody that would like to share why you come to this location, to this community? Anybody like to? Yes, over there. Oh, please. And
Well, oh, stand up. Oh dear, I have bad knees.
you
Okay.
don't need to.
I share with you. I just come because I think a lot of the people here that I've met are like-minded people. So I come because you're all an affinity group. So that's why I come.
Anybody else like to share why you? Yes. Over here, Sam.
Yeah, I probably don't need anything.
No, you do. You need a mic. You need a mic because the folks on Zoom, they will not hear you.
Well, I'd like to speak a little bit about Evelyn, because that's the reason I'm here, is because when our children were small, I thought they should go to Sunday school. I was raised as a Presbyterian, and I thought that was important, to have that in a child. And so she went through the whole list of churches around, and the last one was UU. And it was down here, and it had been built here in the 60s, and I think it was maybe mid-60s, when we came here. So we've been members ever since. But it's been a good experience for us. And Evelyn is now in Vitalia, and she had a stroke 3 years ago, and then fell and had a cerebral problem now. And so I don't know that she's going to get out of there, but the love is still there from Evelyn for this place, I'm sure.
Thank you. Anybody else? Yes.
This is only my second time here. I don't have much to say.
Hey.
I came once. I haven't gone to church most of my life. I've visited many churches. They all seem so formal and so rote that I leave not feeling much of anything. So I've been looking for an experience where I feel something deeply, and I felt that here when I came. There's a love and an acceptance and a kindness and a grace in this place. So I'm back. I hope to come back many more times.
Oh, we'd love to have you. Absolutely. Well, if you think about it, somebody? Yes.
Hello. I could go on and on and on about this, but I've found here to be not judgmental and to be accepting of everyone. I can't tell you how many times I've really honestly been kind of freaked out by what has gone on here. But in a good way. I'm gay and I'm not from Akron, and I was brought up, as you said, that if you're gay, you're going to hell. There's no questions about it. Here, when I first came here, we had a lesbian minister, and she was accepted. I don't feel that people here judge other people like maybe they do in other churches that I went to. So I sometimes thought, am I still in Akron, Ohio? Because I couldn't believe that there were people that were so open-minded and loving, and that's why I come here, and I've learned a lot. A coworker invited me to come here probably 25 years ago, and I came with her a couple times, but I never came here very much because I had to work on Sunday, but now I don't have to. Anyhow, after a couple of weeks, she didn't really keep coming, and she told me she was an atheist. Well, you know, that really flipped me out, and I said, well, why do you come to church then? But that was the beginning of me accepting everyone and loving everyone no matter what they think, and that's part of spiritual growth, to accept other people. And anyhow, I could go on and on, but I won't. Thank you.
Oh, that's marvelous. Yeah, Samuel, over there.
Hi. My wife and I, we've been coming here off and on, gosh, almost 12 years. We have friends that invited us, and we just really liked it. Like everything they do, like the values they believe in, you know, helping people and, you know, just love for people regardless of sexual orientation and nationality, race, whatever. It's everything that we believe in, you know, and Sunday school, you know, our kids go there and, you know, they really enjoy it, you know, helping out, you know, the earth and whatnot, planting, you know, in the garden. And, you know, I just really love everything about this place. Because, like, a lot of churches, frankly, I don't really give a shit about. I'm not religious, and a lot of them are just dogmatic. And, you know, if you're not this way, if you don't believe in God, and I'll just speak for Christianity. You know, I'm not speaking on any other religions. That's Christianity's the one I grew up with. You know, a lot of it's like that. Not everyone, of course, there are, you know, called, you know, progressive churches and all that, you know, but what I found here is that, you know, you don't have to be religious, you know. You can just want to care about, like, humanity and the world we live in, you know. And I just found that you have that here. And it's not like, it's genuine care. It's not, you know, like liberal nonsense. And I'm saying liberal not the way the right uses it, but because I'm pretty far to the left, so. But I'm saying, like, you know, it's not liberal nonsense. It's like we really do care about, you know, our world and doing the best we can do, you know, with what we have. You know, even though we know that, you know, the system is terrible, you know, and we just try the best we can to make a better way. And, you know, so that's what the U means to me, just caring for everyone, and everybody can help, and we can be together, you know, and it just proves this lie that, you know, that selfishness is human nature. This is bullshit. Like, if it was human nature, you know, we wouldn't do this. We wouldn't put money in the collection plate. If it was all about, oh, I don't help nobody, well, we don't have to do that. You know, we wouldn't help somebody who's homeless, you know. And so I look at that as like, well, we're not selfish. We're selfless. And the system preaches selfishness. But that's the system. That doesn't mean it's not set in stone. We can change the system, you know, and we can make it one of selflessness. And that's what you means to me, selflessness, caring for others, ourselves, other creatures, races, religions, sexual orientations, the world around us, everyone, you know, everyone has a place. And, you know, I just want to do my part for that.
Well, how are we doing on time? Okay. These are two, I think, proven scientifically facts that unity yields some pretty nice things, and division, and it's in nature, atomic energy, it can be proven that. Now there's something else that I think can be proven that's staggering to me. We were on vacation looking out the window at a forest, and I've got 2 grandchildren we were with, and I said, I'll tell you what, kids, if you can go out in that forest and bring me back 2 leaves that are identical, I'll give you $100. Neither one of those kids took that up because they knew it was hopeless. There are no 2 leaves that are truly identical. There's no 2 grains of sand that are perfectly identical. There's no 2 snowflakes. Think of the massive numbers there. You know what else there's no 2 of? Human beings. We're all different. Every single one of them. That's not good or bad, up or down. It's just true. And it's magnificent if you think about it, all the different approaches to love. And that's the key. If somebody says, why are you a Unitarian? I just hold this up and say, hey, if love is anything that I do in love works out pretty good. If I do it in fear or anger, I got a problem, and probably somebody else has a problem too. So I'll bet we're getting close. I don't want to go over, but the one thing that I'll leave you with is, why are we here? Why are you in existence? Now, and there's a whole bunch of answers to that, but a nice one, it's metaphorical, but I say, we're here to walk each other home. So, I'm done.
Our closing hymn is hymn number 1064. This is also an insider hymn, but it's a wonderful lyrics though. Blue Boat Home. So if you could stand as you are willing and able to as we sing hymn number 1064. all of the readings in which we had, it was taken from the book, Love at the Center. And I think Jack has a copy of that in his hand there right now. So, the benediction.
Can I just say one?
Sure.
I didn't mean to mention this. I got it last week. I'm on chapter 4. I underline things. You could almost underline every word in the book. Here's my offer. It's whatever I talk about love, this book explains so much better. But I give it my triple your money back guarantee. If you get it, don't like it, all you need to do is just hand it to me and I'll give you $60. So.
Thank you, Jack. So the benediction in which was chosen, again, as I said, it was chosen from the book Love at the Center. And these are the closing words we have by Reverend Abhai Jaminachani. So, let us choose love in every action, decision, and every moment of our lives. Let us choose love as the foundation of our faith, as the guiding principle of our lives, and as that force that leads us to a more just and compassionate world. Let us live a truth that Amni Savan, love is God, and build a world that reflects this truth in every ways of our lives. Brian would be playing the postlude, All My Life's Circled by Harry Chapin.